Good morning, Earthlings. Good morning, everyone. Aaron here, aka AJ, aka Papa. It is March 14th, 2020, and I am back with another vlog to feast your eyes and ears indubitably upon my sweet little morsels of good intention, love, and light. How are you today? I'm doing pretty good today, guys. I woke up with the start ready to go. I slept well last night, even though I didn't get a ton of sleep. What I did get, I slept well. Yesterday, for this household, we reached the apex of our stress when it comes to coronavirus. I know, especially for Zach, the pinnacle of his stress kind of reached its maximum yesterday. And for me, it did as well, but I cope with things a little bit differently. I tend to get more solution based. And so I decided to go to the store and buy some supplies. Nothing too crazy, no hoarding situations, no stockpile stuff, but just some things that in the event of a short quarantine would be helpful to us. The rest I have let go into the universe because I can't change everything. I feel significant relief today because I know that if tomorrow they tell us that we can't leave the house for a while, we will have food and we will have supplies and paper products. Zach and I would take the time to be together and be safe in our home and protect ourselves and love each other, and it would be fine. So today I thought, I did have a quote prepared, but I just wanted to talk to you about some things that you could potentially have ready or have on hand in case we do have a quarantine. Things that you can have prepared or ready to go or have on hand so that you can pass the time well, effectively, and without boredom. Item number one that I would say is essential to needing to have around if you should have a quarantine situation or not be able to leave the house would be a good book. And for me, I'm always going to end up with something in the self-help realm. And luckily for me, I work at a bookstore, so we always have about 100 books on hand that we are waiting to read. So there will be no shortage of that around. But if you are not one to keep books on hand, I would advise you to get maybe a book or two that you've been dying to read, get your hands on those, be it physical format or on Kindle, or if you're not a big reader, an audiobook might be a great idea as well. It could be something that you listen to while passing the time. Item number two would be good music, and music is phenomenal at changing your mood, at lifting your spirits. So I would recommend that you look into finding some Spotify playlists or just looking up artists that tend to lend themselves towards inspirational music. And if you are one that listens to Christian music, it might be a good time to look into new music in that realm, or just any music that inspires you and makes you feel good. It makes you feel like dancing, uplifted. That would be the type of music that I would encourage you to make a playlist of over the next couple of days and just listen to it. Even if we never come to a quarantine situation, it'll be great to have in times where you are feeling not your best. Next thing that I would encourage you to have handy would be a journal. With the stress of being closed in and with maybe having limited contact with people, it might be a great time to journal a little bit and get some things off of your chest. So get yourself any old average notebook, make sure you have pens handy to you, and get a little journaling done while you have the time to do it. It would be a great time to just delve into some issues that you've not had the time to deal with, and really great way of doing that is to journal it out. So look into that. Oh, there are also some really great websites out there that offer some guided journaling. So if you are not one that can sit down and just journal about any old thing that springs to mind, you may find some lists online of great inspired journaling that they can give you topics and you can write upon those topics as you would. The next thing that I would advise for you to have, or something that I'm going to be looking into while I'm at work today, is a couple of good workout CDs or DVDs or whatever you have available to you. For me, we have a huge section of Green Line Movies where I can find workout DVDs, but I have some yoga ones and those are great. But I'm really gonna look today for some like dance ones or some cardio ones, because I think that especially if you are going to be cooped up in the house, one thing that would be good for you to do is get a little movement in, get a little energizing workout in. So that would be something that I would advise would be helpful for you to have handy and ready to go. Another thing that I would really encourage you to try to get your hands on is some crafty art supplies, some sort of creative endeavor. And it doesn't matter what kind of creative thing that is. Maybe you've been dying to learn how to crochet. Well, there's about 100,000 million videos on YouTube on how to crochet. So maybe you get your hands on some yarn and a crochet hook, and this would be the time that you learn. Maybe you've been dying to try painting. Get your hands on a cheap set of paints and some, canvas board, and have that available to you should it happen, and should you have the time to give it a go. Try to go into it with a really open mind and stay, open to having bad creations, because they always happen, especially in the beginning. If we were all amazingly good when we began a creative process, everyone would be creators. But it is those of us who look at bad drawings and bad creations and continue to create anyway, those are the people who become creative professionals. So keep that in mind. You'll have bad ones, but creativity is a really great way to pass the time. Last but not least, one thing that I would say would be a great idea to have handy to you is a list of names and numbers. And this is not for like the purposes of, oh, I'm scared that I might need to call people for help or whatever, but it is about making a list of people that you love, that you don't often get to talk to because of time. We have such busy lives. What are the things who are the people that you do not have time to talk to frequently? Make a list of those people, have their numbers handy and ready to go, and then you will, in the event of having to quarantine, have plenty of time to reach out to those people, have nice long conversations, catch up on life and everything that's going on, because ultimately the biggest thing that will be a challenge for some people, especially if you live alone, would be that you would lack human interaction. So reach out as much as you can by phone, by video chat, whatever it takes. Write emails, write letters, whatever you need to do to keep a connection. For me, for Zach and I, it is fortunate that we have each other, because we will have constant interaction with each other. We may drive each other crazy, I don't know, but human interaction is a huge deal for us. So make sure you have a plan of how you're going to stay connected to the people that you love and care about. Most of all, guys, just remember that everything passes, no hardship lasts forever. And at this point, quarantine is just a possibility. It could be that, a couple of weeks from now we look back upon this and wonder why we were so freaked out. And it may be that quarantine is something that's necessary, and if it is, just try to enter into it in a prepared manner and with an open mind, because it could potentially be a great time for you to endeavor into new things, endeavor into change, reconnect with people that you've been missing. It may just be the turn in the road that you've been looking for. With that, guys, I will leave you for today. I will talk to you later. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.